Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, we're live.
We're
Okay.
live. We're going to start off with the plane landing
All
behind
right.
us. Do you see it? I see it back there. Good morning,
good.
plane.
And here-
Hi, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Happy May 1st. Happy Global Love Day. Let's share some love today. What you say?
Happy May Day. Good morning, Luann and Becky.
I haven't
So
even turned my
wonderful.
phone on. Let
I
me
know.
find
And
us.
Wendy. Good morning, everyone.
So find us wherever you find us. We're on
Yes.
Enlightened World. Hi, Becky and Brenda. Luann and Wendy, guys, are ahead of me right now.
And Catherine and Sherry Gatewood.
Sherry Gatewood. Hi, darling.
How is everybody this morning? It is May Day. Do you believe how quickly that month went? I mean, I'm kind of like...
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah. Wendy, did you share out to the group, hon?
There you guys are. Let me share it.
All right. I think I'll go...
I just shared it to my timeline.
Okay.
I didn't tag people like I did yesterday, but you all found us.
Yes.
Wendy, if you would share it into the River Rats.
Yes.
We're all River Rats.
Yes, if you would, Sherry, Wendy, that would be great. Sherry, if you would share is what I meant. Lovely. Thank you, hon. I appreciate it. Good morning, Diane. Julie, Kiss. Good morning. Good morning. How is it up there? And Carol Allen, good morning. I hope, Carol, the storms have passed for you and everybody's going to get sunshine today.
Thank you for sharing, Wendy. We appreciate that, honey. The river does look calm this morning. It's calm, but it's just weird.
There's just a slight ripple for the airplanes.
Sad, rough morning. It's been a week.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, honey. I know you do miss her.
Yeah. You know, going through, I've been in that situation where I've had to go into loved ones' homes and clean out stuff. That is so hard emotionally to let go and just go through someone's life.
Yeah. Good morning, Diane. Hi, sweetheart. Robert does. That one was close.
We have...
Yay, Diane, you have sunshine.
Yay, that's wonderful.
There's sunshine for our sunshine.
Sharon Boyle, good morning.
Good morning. Catherine Kovacs.
Yeah, happy Beltane. Now, is that May Day?
That's
happy
a pagan,
May Day?
Pagan thing, I think.
A pagan thing?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be something else.
Yeah, Becky says yes, it is.
Yes, we missed you too, Robert does say yesterday.
Yeah. It is, Carol. It's really hard to sort through someone else's life. And I mean, it's just, it's so intensely emotional. Mm-hmm. And,
yeah. And do you ever think about that? I think about that sometimes. I think
do.
about, what am I leaving behind? And who, first of all, who's going to go through it? And, what's it going to say about my life? Because we leave a footprint here when we're walking on this earth. So what we do does matter.
My husband and I went through stuff we've been together, it'll be 10 years, but we did this about 7 years ago. And pictures and, mementos that he has 8 children, 2 have passed, but and for my nieces and nephews, wood carvings. My mom's a wood carver.
Right.
And so we went through our stuff and actually pulled out everything that we thought would have a really special emotional meaning to them, and sent it to all the kids, because you never know. My husband's 81, and I honestly didn't think I was going to live past 56. I had believed that for 28 years. And so, it was like we both knew that we didn't know where our life was going, and we wanted to make sure that they got those things that were really emotionally important to them.
Yeah.
And so now everything's a free-for-all.
Yeah. And Carol says that she does. She thinks about it. I'm trying to sort my own stuff after seeing how hard it's been to do. How hard it's been to do with my husband's belongings.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. We all leave stuff. I mean, we can't be here without having something, right? So I think about that a lot. And yeah, it's interesting because I don't know who would be going through mine. I have no clue.
Yeah.
You know, most of my family is well, not most, but a lot of my family is older than me, and I just don't know who that would be. And, you know, if you have children, that's something to consider too. It's like, will those children be going through and will they be amazed at what they find, or will they be curious and not know part of what you were all about in your lifetime? There's just so much to think about. Wow, this is deep this morning, guys.
Wow.
Right off the bat, we dove in the 6 foot in, not the shallow end.
Yeah, we're diving deep this morning, kids. And good morning, Deirdre. She said she almost missed us. Rupesh Bobby, hi. We have a group on Facebook. And Maria Rippingale, good morning.
And Becky wants to swim with Wally and hug my tree.
Come here.
Well, you're braver than I am, Becky. That's all I got to say, honey. I don't want to swim with Wally. I will stand out there and I'll say good morning to Wally, and I will tell Wally that I love him because I love all creatures. But that's as far as it goes. You know, I don't want to just jump in there and get up close and personal with him.
I'll hug the tree. I'll hug the tree with you, though, Becky.
Oh, absolutely. And Sharon Boyle says, I've been doing a major clean out and sort. It's hard work mentally. It really is.
It is.
And Sherry Layton Gatewood went through my stuff already, so my kids wouldn't have to do that. Yeah, that's something to think about. And a lot of people don't want to think about that. You know, we're never going to die, right? We're going to be invincible and just live forever. But that's not reality, people. You know, this is a temporary, what do you call it? A skin suit. This is a temporary skin suit.
Temporary skin suit.
And we're not going to be in it forever. Yeah. This is just for a lifetime. On the grand scheme of things, it's just a little blimp. It's not really anything at all to live 70, 80, 90 years. Yeah. It's just so minute in the grand scheme of eternity. So just let's lighten up and live our life joyfully while we're here. But do consider that, you know, this is temporary, and what we leave behind, it's going to matter to somebody.
Yeah, it is. It is. Brenda Riley says, we have sun finally. Yay. I'm so happy it's May. May brings flowers
here. Yeah. Hi, Sherry.
Yeah. Hi, Sherry.
Diane says, no snuggling the gators. Diane, you're a smart woman.
Oh, you know what, Deirdre, I just saw that this morning, and it's the new care emoji. He's holding his heart. I love that.
I heard there was one, but I haven't seen it.
Can you see it? Right there on my screen.
No. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? I love it.
That is awesome.
Thank you, Facebook. And Sharon Boyle has good news.
What's that?
Sharon says, my wee Zoe had a peaceful night and the swelling went down, and it's a beautiful sunny day. Yay! Vibration just lifted. Thank you, Sharon.
That is awesome. And Sharon Boyle says there's a big difference between dolphins and gators, which leads me to...
Yeah. Oh
okay,
my gosh.
Kids.
Okay, there's confirmation.
There's confirmation that.
Morning, Sam.
Yeah, morning, honey. Okay, so this morning, you all know my dolphin cup, right? It's the big tall cup. I have it every day.
We toast with it every morning.
We toast with it every morning.
Yeah.
And I went this morning to get coffee, and I set the cup down, and the next thing I know, it is on the floor, on the concrete floor, and a whole bunch of pieces. Now, normally, that would have just really set me into a tailspin as far as it had so many memories. It really had a very special meaning to me. And I just kind of looked at it and went, oh, okay. And I just started picking up the pieces, and I got a napkin and I cleaned up the coffee there was a little bit of coffee left in my cup. And what hit me was, it was the releasing of expectations. Mm-hmm. It was the releasing of the past. It was because that trip was actually filled with expectations about my communing with the dolphins and having this numinous experience, which it was a lovely experience. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed every moment of it, but it was not what I had anticipated it would be. But there wasn't any part of me that was sad. Mm-hmm. It was almost as like out with the old, in with the new. I just felt really positive about it. And Teri came out and she said, I heard a crash.
I heard the crash. I was afraid to come out. Because I figured it was a coffee cup and I wasn't sure which one.
Yeah, I love my cups. In fact, this morning, if you'll see, I have my own cup that I got in Casadega. I love this cup as well. Every cup has a story for me. I collect coffee cups. I love them. And so that was a very special story to me. And I said to Teri, I said, it's still in my heart. I don't have that physical representation, but it's still in my heart. So yeah, it was a really big teaching opportunity for me this morning. So yeah, we're to the Om. And I love that too. And I really kind of contemplated which cup I was going to choose, but this is the one that felt good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Brenda Riley says, and it shows you dropped attachments to the mug. Congratulations.
Yes,
and
thank
we had
you,
talked
Brenda.
about that.
Yeah.
And Luann says it's time for a new story.
Yes,
I love this morning.
This is what I love about you guys, And this is what I love about our group, and this is what I love about this time. The planet is the same thing. It's time for a new story.
Yeah.
Let's let go of the old. We've grieved the old way. Let's look on and look forward to the new story. And what's your new story?
Julie wants to know, is the cup you have today from Lilydale? Have you ever been to Lilydale?
No, it's the sister city, but Lilydale is in New York. Casadega is in Casadega, Florida.
Guys, when you come here for our reunion, we're going to take you to Casadega. Let's do that. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Carol says her husband collected Harley Davidson shirts and mugs.
Yeah.
I used to, Carol. I used to ride my own motorcycle. Surprise, surprise.
I know. You should see the pictures. You got to post them.
And my motorcycle actually had the word angel airbrushed across the top of the tank. And then on the side was a beautiful goddess-looking angel with her hair streaming back. But I had all the leather jacket with the fringe. I had all kinds of Harley Davidson shirts. It was fun. So much fun.
And Maria says, Rippingale, she says, since it's Happy Global Love Day, let's send love to comfort and mercy. And
okay.
I love that. Yes.
It is Global Love Day. And Global Love Day was started by a person named Harold Becker, and I just invited him to come in this morning. I don't know if he'll pop in or not. Harold has created the Love Foundation, and all day today they are going to be doing programs. Different people are going to come on just to say what love means to them. And then tonight I'm going to go onto their Zoom, and they're going to have a whole panel, and Karen Palmer is going to be singing a song on that Zoom.
That's right.
There'll be a special offering from her. So yeah, let's celebrate all day today. Love. What does love even mean?
Absolutely.
It means different things to different people. And I didn't used to have a good feeling about the word love. I think I've talked before about how in my childhood I never heard it. I never heard I love you. I never heard you're loved or you're worthy. So it took me finding out what that word was all about from God. Even in relationships, romantic, I say that in quotes, romantic relationships, there still wasn't a real definition of what love was, because they were also conditional.
Yeah.
I love you if, and if you
Right.
go get me coffee, if you make the bed, if you do this, there was always an attachment to receiving that love. So it wasn't until I had the breakthrough and the real knowledge of what God's love is that I even understood the word love. And I think many of us in human form
Absolutely
are getting to that place of finding out, what is that? Because when you say love, some of us go, stay away, and then there's others that have great experiences, like our Diane, who has had such wonderful love experiences. And so it means different things to different people. And to me now, it's that acceptance, it's feeling a part of, and that I can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love you no matter what. I just love you. And that's what God says. And that's what the angels say. And so I love love now. I love love. So do you love love? Or are you still at that point of trying to figure out what love's all about? So let's have a discussion on that today.
Well, that's why the Heart Brain Institute, they do not use the term love. When you're doing the heart brain coherence, they say, think of something that you're grateful for, something you're a caregiver, whatever it is, gratitude, compassion. They never use the word love, because love is it's one of those like powerful words that can mean, literally runs the gamut of meanings for each and every individual person. So they don't use it. But I love this. Carol said she tried to learn to ride, but her feet couldn't touch the ground and she couldn't finish the course. That's cute.
Carol, I had to have one that was low to the ground. I'm only 5'2", so my bike was smaller. It was lower to the ground. And if I tried to ride somebody else's, like the guy I was with that taught me how to ride motorcycles, he had a Honda and it stood up further from the ground and I couldn't touch the ground with my feet with his.
Yeah.
And Diane, she's, ooh, I love love. I know you do, darling.
And she's in love right now. And Luann says she'd love to go to Lilydale. I would love to go there too, because I've heard about it, because we go to Casadega all the time, and they are sister cities. It's up in New York. Deborah White, I want to say good morning to Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
How are you this morning? And also,
she wants us to come to Milwaukee. And she'll show us the Harley Davidson Museum. I would love that.
Wow. I love Milwaukee, actually. Yeah. That's a great. I'm from the Midwest. I was born and raised in Illinois and lived in Iowa and Illinois. And Robert says, just like with crystals, when they finish their mission with us, they go away to the next mission or back into the earth. They're still attached. Our energy stays imprinted in the crystal. That's interesting information.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And Sharon dropped a glass on the floor recently and it shattered into a bazillion pieces.
Yeah, so there's this thing about letting go right now. Absolutely. And Becky, Harley Mama Teri.
I know, I love that.
Thank you. And yeah, I would make a movie about my life, but I'd probably be the only one watching it.
I think a lot of people would watch it. Carol says, I had friends that never heard they were loved. I always knew that. My mom always told my brother and I she loved us. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You're
that
very
is.
fortunate.
I'm so happy that you had that experience. I don't begrudge anybody their loving parents. I just didn't have that. That wasn't in my experience this lifetime.
Oh my gosh, Carol is 4'11". Now, Carol, when you meet me in person, don't freak out. One of my very closest friends, she is 5 foot tall, and we met over online in a holistic life coach school. Anyway, awesome. When we met in person for the first time, I had a broken knee and I couldn't get up. So I was in a wheelchair or in my chair the whole time. So she never saw me stand up. When I did kind of get up a bit, I was all hunched over. I was a hot mess. I was such a mess. So about 2 years later, a year later, something like that, I went up for her son's bar mitzvah. And we walked in, and this was up in DC, right near where you are, Carol. We walked into her condo, and she's standing at the top of the stairs. And I get up to the top of the stairs, and she literally goes like this. Oh my God, I had no idea. I knew in my head you were tall, but I'm 6'1". So it really freaked her out how tall I was. So when you see me, don't freak out.
Right.
Good morning, Sally.
And Antonil Costa from Portugal, thank you for being with us. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you were there yesterday when we introduced my new show that's on today at 1 o'clock. That's going to be interpreted in Spanish. And I believe that was you that was on yesterday from Portugal. And it's a beautiful lady, Lily Ortega, is going to be with me live on the show. I'm going to channel through angel messages, and it's going to be an interactive show. So if you want to come in, and the message they give generally is for anybody to hear, but they may have a message if you're there in the audience. You never know with these angels. I never know what to expect from the angels. I'm like, I sit there and sometimes I'll do messages for Jeryl, and I never know what they're going to say. And then when it comes out, I'm like, really? So yeah, show up today, 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen with these guys and gals.
Jean Walensky says, good morning. Your love is lifting me higher. And woke up in her head she woke up to that in her head this morning.
And thank you, Antonil, for sending unconditional love and light from Portugal. It's her first time here on our show.
Welcome. It's so nice to have you. And Sharon Boyle says, learning to love myself has been the hardest thing to do after being in a situation where I felt so insecure and inferior, where I didn't receive any positive reinforcement or encouragement with regards to any of my beliefs or ideas. You know, share such a common thing, and I think this is the time that we are all learning to get to love ourselves more and more, and to tell each other, you know, in this group we say I love you, and we do,
and we mean it, and I do know what it means now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's that feeling that you have deep down in your soul that you go, oh my gosh, I am so grateful for these people in my life. I wake up in the morning and I can't wait for this show to start in the morning. It's like, is it 7:30 yet? Is it 7:30 yet? It's like, you know, it's like when you're
sitting here at 7 o'clock, okay?
Yeah. I'm like, let's go. Yeah.
Me, I'm that one that's dragging. I'll get there at 7:30. I am not a morning person.
And good morning. I'm sure Tony's right there with you.
Yeah, she says we made it. Yes, so she's here. And I want to read Sherry Seymour. She said, I didn't hear it growing up either. We're talking about love and how I didn't have it as a child. I didn't hear it or feel it or have it expressed. Sherry says, I didn't hear it growing up either. My first two husbands didn't say it either. I learned about it when I met Paul Seymour.
Wow.
The love of your life. And I'm so glad that you did, Sherry.
I am too.
I really am
too. She's such a beautiful soul. She's just one of the most beautiful people. Yeah. And Rupesh Bobby asked, you are American based. Yes, we're actually, and I physically are here in North Central Florida on the St. Johns River in North Central Florida. It's in between Jacksonville and Orlando. They're the most, you know, other than Miami and that's pretty much, you know, people do know where those are. Right. So yeah, we're here in America. And
Sally said she had a loving father, but her mother left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
I understand. I definitely understand. And Julius, my parents never kissed or hugged or said, I love you. I did all of the above with my two girls. Yeah. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for doing that. I saw another comment that children deserve that. And absolutely.
You know, we have the opportunity to break the cycles. I have a nephew that when he came to visit, he comes and stays with me a lot. And when he came, he says, you know, I told my girls and my wife over and over and over, I love you, I love you, I love you all the time. He says, I want them to know. I never want them to doubt. He broke a cycle because, you know, I think a lot of us were raised by parents that, my mom is English and Pennsylvania Dutch, and my dad, Belgium. I mean, it was the times. It was a lot of our parents and grandparents, and that affection and emotion was just not something that you showed. It was not a common thing out there. But there are those who are saying, you know what, I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm going to break that pattern.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously we all choose our parents coming in, but you can break that pattern.
You
and
can
I'm so
break
happy
it, and
to
a lot of
see
us
this.
have broken it.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is the era that our parents were in. My parents were born in the early 1900s, so that was the time of the Depression.
Yeah.
Everything was about survival, and we had a big family. There were 13 of us. Yeah. I have 12 siblings, okay? So everything was about survival. There wasn't time for love. Seriously. I mean, there was time for lovemaking, obviously. But, you know, there wasn't time to do anything personal with 13 children. You did what you had to do to survive. And each of the kids had responsibilities. And when I was 13 years old, I was raising 4 kids under me. I was responsible for them, you know, from morning to night, because mom always had a baby in her arms. So you learn how to be independent at a very young age. And you don't really have that childhood like normal teenagers would have. Yeah. You know, there's a lot. People say, wow, you're lucky you had, you know, a big family. And yes, I was, because I had all of them. But there was also another part of that where there was a lot of responsibility that came along with it.
You know, there's a flip side to every coin. And everybody, you know, as raised, you know, we have the good and the bad parts. And I can relate to this one to some degree. Sharon said she had a good family life, household with parents, but it was at school and relationships outside of the home where she suffered. And I was 6 foot tall in 6th grade. And so when I was in 1st grade, from the beginning of my grade school years, they would have to adjust the desk. And in 4th grade, they tested me because they thought I was going to be like 7 foot tall. And so I was bullied all through school. It was unmerciful. It was just absolutely horrendous. And so consequently, but that was the experience I needed to go through so that I could eventually find my own self-worth, which I'm still doing at this point.
And that was probably one of your contracts, one of your things that you said, I'm going to get this lifetime. Right. And I know that for me too. Yeah. There's a lot of things that happened this lifetime. And I think I had a big list when I came in here. It's like, all right, you're going to learn this and this and this and this, and then you'll get it. Yeah. I want to say hello to somebody on Periscope, Bom Dia from Brazil. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Welcome. And Michelle Landers is with us.
Michelle, you came back. Michelle has a wonderful show on Enlightened World too, and I hope you all are catching some of that. Yeah. It's about numerology, and our own Jeryl is going to be a guest on that show.
And I can't remember
coming up this month in May. We are in May now.
Maybe, yeah.
And Michelle says we're truers. Michelle, we do this every morning, honey.
Yeah, exactly. And Deirdre said, every damn day, Jeryl, and me too. Yeah, there's a lot, you know, bullying has really, really come to the forefront in our culture. But when we were all kids and there was, bullying was there. It's just that, you know, my parents would go, suck it up. People didn't pay attention to it. And it wasn't a big deal. It was just something that you dealt with. And, and Carol Allen said she feels blessed. She grew up knowing she was loved, and she made sure that her girls, you know, heard that all the time. Right. And Julie says, you guys have so much positive energy. Well, we do. We really do, but it's a choice.
It's a choice. Every day we make a choice of how we're going to be.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't always this way for me. There were many things in life that I responded to not in a positive way. And, you know, those were some dark days. Yeah. And I went through some of that darkness about a little over 6 years ago. And that's when my spirit guide started working with me to release. And that is the key. we have stuff inside of us that has to come up. And we've both been there in that place where it's like, okay, I got to let go of this. The letting go. This is the huge theme today, letting go.
Letting go.
So when everything cleared out, then it was like, okay, now I realize I do have a choice. I have a choice in how I react and respond to things in life. I have a choice every day when I get up. Am I going to get up happy? Am I going to get up cheerful? Or am I going to get up and be grumpy the whole day and, not deal with anything? And I came to the point where every morning I would use this visualization. When I opened my eyes, I would look up at the ceiling and the words, and I can't even remember who said them. It's a great day to have a great day. Every morning I did this. I don't even know how long I did it. I don't do it as much anymore. I start with gratitude now. But it took me that to really get into that attitude of, it is a great day to have a great day, isn't it? And I would see that. I would see it physically written on the ceiling up above my bed. And every morning when I woke up, that's what I would look at. And it's a great day to have a great day. Wow. And just doing that over and over, we reinforce things in ourselves. Self-talk.
We do. Yeah. And when you can come out of that dark night of the soul, I just numbed myself out for like 5 decades. So, I just didn't, I was diagnosed bipolar about 25 years ago and was on medication because I was suicidal. I was suicidal as a child. And I remember, I think I was in grade school the first time I wanted to kill myself. And so consequently, I just tried to slowly kill myself through all of the addictions. And I finally, 7 years ago, I mean, it's been a process. It was never one extreme or the other once I started on my spiritual path, which was 35 years ago. But it's still, it's taken me 3.5 decades to get to this place right here where I'm sitting at today. It was not something that happened overnight or anything else. Boy, we got a lot of comments.
I know. I wanted to see what Diane's was, if we can read that one first.
Okay.
Diane says, I think that often we find it easier to give love than to receive. I had a session with Judith Orloff last year. She taught me to slow down long enough to receive before I send it back. And that's what we do on our heart telephone. Yeah. She says that changes the energy of it so much. Then I am receiving it into my heart and giving back from my heart. Yeah, so many times we try to give, but not realizing there's nothing there to give. And so that's why it feels yucky. When you fill up that cup full of love, then you have the overflow. You have so much to give out. And that, I love our tradition every morning. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we do that at the end of each of our shows. We have a love fest. Stick around and you'll be included in that love fest as well.
Sally says, and this is an interesting part, Sally says, that was part of our strength together. Tony, they share an abusive family life. Yeah. And here's what happens. We relationships that heal, we on a soul level, on a contract level, we pull those people in that are going to help us heal to become whole. Because guess what? My opinion, my belief only, we come here to become whole. And we came here at this time specifically to move from a 3D drama driven by black and white duality consciousness to a 5D love based consciousness. And to do that, we've got to heal those dark parts of ourselves. And, we've got to let go of the attachments and all of the expectations and all of those things and let go of the pain. We got to let go of our story.
Letting go of the stories.
And so those are the people that we're going to pull into our lives to help us heal each other. That's I see Tony and I see Sally together, and I see how they're healing each other through the pain of their childhood and of their lives. And I think that's such a common thing, just like all of us here. We all have commonalities, and we're all helping each other to see that there are different ways to move through it.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do it the same way that we did it, but you can see the outcome. It gives you options, and with the dialogue, as you read the dialogue with everyone, you can also see, well, this person did it this way. That kind of resonates with me. I think I'll do that.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for.
Yeah. And Lisa Nichols, I talk about her a lot because she taught me so much about love and about self-worth. And she says, you don't have to erase any of that past. It happened. It's part of it. Made you who you are. This person right here, right now.
Own it.
If you want to change your story, change your story. Tell a different story. Starting today, right now, this minute, what is your story? And your story can be about love. Your story can be about excitement and happiness and joy. Yeah. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. That you don't live there anymore.
Right.
That's the whole thing. You don't live in that past anymore. But don't think that you have to erase it or, clear anything from it. I mean, clear the energy, sure, but you don't have to erase anything that happened. Yeah. Just start wherever you are. Start in your new story. Tell the story of how you want to be. Create that. Words become things. Thoughts become things. We create every moment. So create that life that you want.
Good morning, Angie Taylor.
Angie's with us.
And I love this. Luann says, when I say goodbye on a phone call with friends or family, I always say, I love you. I also wasn't raised with hearing the L word, but make sure I express my love for my blessings of my family now. And that's what we say here all the time. I love you. And it's so important.
Yeah. And we mean it.
Yeah. It's, Diane says a lot of our parents didn't know how to deal with all of this. And Carol Allen said she thinks that's why her mom did what she did, because her father was abusive to her and to her and her brother. So, so that changed their whole outcome. So here she had this abusive relationship, turned it around, and made sure that her children knew they were loved. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely a huge one for me, this life.
Self-worth. It is for many of us.
Yes. It's amazing. And she also says it's very important in this lifetime for us to be our authentic selves. We knew we needed to go through the ringer, laugh out loud. And I'm so proud of us all. I am too, Angie. I am really proud of us all.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Yeah.
We're all doing the best we can with what we got, right? And sometimes more. And Michelle gave you your date that you're going to be on the show.
Oh, wonderful.
It's May 7th.
Yes. It's a Thursday, I'm pretty sure. I wanted to read this one because this one's important too. Deirdre has a friend who comes to the river but never says anything. He's very shy. Can you just say, please, good morning, Pino? Is it Pino?
Pino?
P-I-
say it that way.
Well,
if
good
it's
morning
wrong,
is your pronunciation, and thank you for coming to the river. We are so happy to have you here with us.
Chris is here from Periscope. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
And he says, wait, today is Global Love Day? And yes, it absolutely is. It's Global Love Day, and it's time to just share love all over the world.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
One thing that Harold Becker, who was the starter of Global Love Day, one thing that he has done is create kind cities. And they have proclamations in these cities. The mayors, the ones that are in authority, have declared Global Love Day is a real thing. Yes. And so it's not just an idea, it's really happening. And we can all celebrate Global Love Day wherever we are and just show that kindness and love to each other. I love that. I love that there are people like that, that are seeing a vision and then following through with it, and it happens. It's like our letters of love, that we are doing as a group, and we want to take that out globally as well, all over the world, sending out those letters to people that don't normally get anything. They don't get a letter saying you're important, you matter, I see you. And that's the mission that we're on, is to have more of that happen.
Absolutely. Jean Walensky says, that was then, and those experiences made us the magical, loving beings. If that childhood stuff did not happen and letting go of stuff, we would never know how beautiful love is. I agree 100%. I believe we choose our paths. We choose our challenges so that we can become who we are, so that we can assist others on their path and help.
Absolutely. And good morning, Lauren Riley. Happy Love Day. And Rupesh Bobby, who is in India, says National Labor Day also. Awesome.
Oh, okay. And Angie Taylor says, yes, 6 years ago I had my youngest boy, and so much change occurred after his birth that pushed me to fight for me and my boys and worthiness. Isn't that amazing how I didn't have children, so that I'm kind of not able to relate to in this lifetime anyway. But I think things happen and it's like call. And sometimes we're so wit for others before we're willing to do it ourselves. It doesn't matter how we get there, trust me. But isn't that interesting that you'll take it, and then when you have a child or you bring in someone else into your life, you're willing. That's the impetus. That's the thing that gets you going.
Absolutely. And says the attitude of gratitude. Absolutely. We're all about gratitude. And thank you, Chris, for interacting with us today.
Yeah.
And I just put up the name of our group on Facebook if any want to jump in there and join us. We're going to have a celebration tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the Eastern Time. We are going to celebrate going to 100 members, and now we're way over that 500 mark. We're going to party. We're going to sing. We're going to dance. Well, I'm not going to sing. Maybe else will. But anyway, we're going to celebrate. So come join us and celebrate with us.
Deborah White says, words are so powerful. Deborah, truer words were never spoken. Words are energy, and they carry a vibration. And I do the water blessing on the Day of Transformation. And when you say certain words, they create beautiful, beautiful snowflake-like patterns. And when you say ugly words like hate or greed or violence, that it becomes distorted and deformed. It's just ugly. I mean, it's really, really ugly. And so it's not just our words, but it's our thoughts. Everything, energy, everything is energy. And so, yes, our words are so important.
Yeah. And Deborah White says she feels like writing a love letter to herself. That's the first part of Letters of Love. You write one to yourself first. You tell yourself what you're feeling. And it was created during this time of isolation and separation with the coronavirus. And the idea was to tell yourself what you're learning, what you're experiencing, and what you're learning from that time alone, that time in isolation, and what you want to remember coming out of that time, what new things you want to focus on, how do you want to see that change in yourself when you come out of this isolation. So the very first letter is to yourself, Deborah. So you're on the right wavelength.
Yeah.
And then after you write that letter to yourself, we have some addresses in our group, Angelic River Family, and we reach out to people that are maybe in a facility where they can't have visitors, like Sherry Myers. Her mom, Sylvia, is in hospice and she can't have visitors. Ruth Anderson, who is the founder of Enlightened World Network, her mother's address is in there. If anyone can reach out to her and send her a letter of love. She has been in that facility for a while. She has, I don't know if she's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but she does definitely have dementia. And so it's really hard to be alone in that state and not have any idea when. So we've already sent letters to Ruth's mom, and we've been sending to for, weeks now, probably a month.
Over a month, yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, reaching out and yes, you must do that letter. Yes, absolutely, Sharon. Yes.
And I started mine and didn't finish it, so I have to do that. Yeah. And Maria says, yes, the body is around 80% water. Projected onto us or onto others can make us healthy or unwell. Absolutely, Maria. And that's this Sunday. I'm on 5:45 again, and I'll be doing a water blessing for all the waters of the world and the water that is within. As within, so without. As without, so within. So we really want to raise the vibration of water within us and around us, and heal those waters. It's really important. And it is prayer request time for everybody. And I'm so sorry we did not get to all the comments. There were so many.
There
this
were
is
wonderful
comments. This is awesome.
Wonderful
the
interaction
conversation is wonderful today.
Oh, and Carol's still writing hers. She says, I wrote a tome. 4 pages yet.
I know.
Carol,
I know.
mine is like a work in progress also, because I add to it. If I just sit and think about, okay, what do I want right now? What's the change I want right now? Yeah. And mine has been kind of up and down, because there's days when I'll sit there and I just got a lot of questions, and I just question things, and it's not a why, but it's like, okay, God, okay, angels, what's going on here? Because there's days when I'll just be having, not a day, because I don't think in terms of good or more, but my vibration's not as high as it could be. So it's a challenging day. So I just sit with that, like what's going on, even like with what's happening, physical discomfort. I'm like, okay, what's that all about? So there's just a lot that we can sit and write to ourselves and just make it a daily thing. Just write it every day and put it all together as one. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've got to work on mine.
Yeah.
I get through tonight, and then I think everything's going to look more different than it does today. So. And this is a journey. It's not one that we rush through, because we want to savor every single moment. It's really important that we be in the now, that we be in the moment, and really pay attention to what's happening to us right now and in the future. It's always important. Right now, we're in a time of change and transformation we've never seen on this planet before.
Yeah, and Deirdre, I love that. She's asking for prayers for all the leaders to see people and not money.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I love that one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Me too. And I put in there the link if you all want to go to the website. Yes, there's a website for that. It's called lettersoflove.me, and you can share your letters with us, or a blurb from your letters if you want to just type that in, and let us know what are some of the things that you're putting out there during this time, what it is that's important that you're seeing. And
I would like to add me one more time, because I have been going on this for about 2 weeks now, a very inner spiritual journey that has involved a lot of ceremony and a lot of isolation and a lot of very intense healing, and that's been both physically and emotionally painful. And it was to happen stages. And tonight, I'll miss my Robert's show, but tonight is the last phase of my journey. I go into isolation between 9 and 11 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. So if you would lift me up in prayer, I know that tonight's going to be a beautiful experience, but after today at 11, I'll be going back into isolation throughout the day to do some more extensive healing to prepare for tonight. So
awesome.
This has been a beautiful journey, and I appreciate all the prayers and help that y'all have given me so far. It's gotten me through it.
And we're keeping you lifted. Michelle Landers says, this is a new month with new energies. This month's energy is the number. Thank you, Michelle. And let's put a prayer in there for this month to be one of enlightenment for the collective. I want to add that in there for all of us to really wake up during this month and see what life's all about. And it's not about those material things, like Deirdre was saying, to see the difference between doing something for the good of the whole as opposed to, what the economy, what's happening there, and trying to put something in place, and it's not ready to put in place. So,
please, please hold Wendy up in your prayers.
Yes.
Wendy's one of our moderators, and she has pain today. She's calling the doctor after this. She had a scan, and she has gallstones. So she's supposed to see more. Her grandson Clayton and her daughter Patricia Morrison, they've started Clayton on a supplement that will help with the progression of the eye disease.
Yeah,
and
Stacy's not here, but her best friend's daughter, I think, and grandchildren had a bad car accident, and she has messaged me to please continue to pray for the little girl. She had some brainstem damage, so let's lift up that family.
Yeah,
and she to help them with feeling safe, loved, and capable, to help us communicate with each other and be heard and supported. Absolutely, we will, Angie.
Maria says prayers for comfort and mercy and the children, please, to bring them into the light. Absolutely.
And Michelle, prayer for Jamie Savaro, who was in the ICU with COVID-19 and other health issues. We'll put Jamie in there.
Thank you, Deirdre and Luann. Thank you so much. And Deborah White says prayers for my healers at my hospital, the other nurses, doctors, and all who are showing love and caring through their healing power. That absolutely, we need to really lift that front line up, everybody.
Oh, thank you, Sharon Boyle. She's putting my feet and legs. Yeah, they're very painful right now. And Robert Doza sending healing energy to everyone who needs and is willing to receive. Thank you, Robert.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, we have passed the mark.
Okay.
So let's lift these up because we got work to do today.
Yes, we
Mira
do.
Rubin is on at 9 o'clock on Enlightened World for just a few minutes. She usually comes on about 10 minutes or so, thing about poor connection. And then right out is our beautiful Diane Allison Beiersdorfer, and she's on at 9:30, playing in the playground. Diane, I just love you so much, and that inner child is so happy after they spend time with Diane in the playground. So come let your inner child be happy this morning.
Absolutely.
And hello from Spain on Periscope. We're just getting ready to do meditative prayer, and when we say prayer, I do those prayer requests up to God. It's the God of your understanding. So however how you call that out, if you say the word God, if you say something different, it's all the same energy. It's the creator of all. So that's what we do. We're just getting the prayer requests. We've looked at them. We've spoken prayer requests. And I want to add in my friend Yvonne down in South Florida who is positive with COVID, and my friend Camille out in California who has been in the hospital. She had surgery, and now she's recovering from that. Okay.
And, of course, we have to include Deirdre's daughter, who thank God, her fever broke last night. She was diagnosed with the virus, so we want to continue to keep her in her prayers so it doesn't reoccur and that she keeps moving forward on her healing journey.
And anyone who's been touched, whether they've gotten it or not, they've been touched by it. So
absolutely.
Okay, so let's go into time with an open mind. Let's really focus on possibility that anything can happen with our prayers. We're not putting a limit on them. We're not putting a limit on how they're going to be looked at, how they're going to be received, how they're going to be answered. It's just lifting that energy up, God, the God of our understanding, and asking the angels to help us, the ones that are praying for somebody, to help us stand that and to help us go into acceptance and allowance with those prayer requests. So let's gather our energies right now. Hi, Mary Crincoli. Thank you for coming on. Let's gather our energies together. Let's put our hand on our heart center, because wherever you touch on your body, that's where your focus goes. So let's start focusing right now on being heart-centered and breathe in that energy into your lungs. See it sitting right there in your heart center. Let's take it into the high heart, that place where we know that only love is real. So as you breathe in love, gratitude, breathe in care and concern for anyone that you to put in the prayer circle. And then when you exhale it out slowly. Let that energy go out from you. And then with your next deep breath, imagine that you're blowing up a balloon. So you want to take a lot of air into your lungs. And then let it back out slowly. And we're slowing down with these breaths. As your hand is there on your heart, feeling your heartbeat. And what you'll find is as you do that, you're going to come into sync with Mother Earth's heartbeat. I'm going to get a little closer to the microphone because sometimes it goes out. So focusing on your breath, keep focusing on it. Keep breathing it in. Keep releasing anything that's unlike love, anything that's low vibration. I feel release happening just with the breath today. And that's a beautiful thing. When you breathe in love, that's what takes over. That's what comes in, not the vibration energy. The fear can't reside in the same place. And there's a lot of fear that's still prevalent in the world. So let's make love what's being shown. Let's make love that huge energy that we want to feel into. So breathing in again, the love, breathing in care, concern, going right to your heart center. And then relax it back out. And let's do some grounding into this energy today. Let's bring in the energy of Mother Earth, that grounding and balancing energy coming right up from the center of Mother Earth. See it coming up as this beautiful, beautiful energy that looks like it's a waterfall. I feel it moving today. There's a lot of movement with Mother Earth's energy. So as you feel that water coming up to you, just welcome it in. Say thank you. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for that conduit of love that's coming into me from the water. And just let that water wash all over you. Envision that either standing or sitting wherever you are, and there's beautiful, soft rain water coming over you and covering you. It feels so soft and so good. Let it wash you. Let it totally cleanse that energy field, clearing off any low vibration, clearing off anything that you've picked as being in the world, hearing news or hearing other people's low vibration to you where you are. Let's let all of that go. Let it slide off your aura with that waterfall. That feels good. You've just really been through that cleansing that's needed for your aura for today. It's going to cleanse all that low vibration off. Just sending it out. The water will take it away. It'll take it and turn it into positive as it flows down that water. And let's give you now for Mother Earth. Gratitude for this cleansing experience and feeling again into Mother Earth's energy of grounding. Feeling very centered, feeling like you want to just sit up tall or stand tall like the tree. Feeling that strength that's coming into your root chakra. The root is the place of safety and security, that connection with others, that family life, the home life. Let's put some energy of strength and protection and balance in there. And then let's keep that energy moving up the body, up into the solar plexus. Our worthiness right now, feeling like I am enough, I am worthy, I am loved. And say those mantras to yourself. Tell yourself this story. Let this be your new story. I am loved. I am worthy. I am deserving of love. I am deserving of anything in life that brings me joy and happiness. And then let's move up to the heart. Bringing all that wonderful, balanced, anchoring it right into your heart center. Knowing that you are loved, knowing that you are enough, and that you deserve love. Let's open up to it. Open that heart center. Break down those barriers. Break down the walls that have been built there. And let in the love. It looks like dominoes. Those walls are just broken down. As you realize it's okay to let go. Letting go of attachments. Letting go of expectations. This is where we're going today. Are you with us? Are you there? Are you saying your yes? Yes, I'll let go. Yes, I'll surrender. Yes, I will break down any barrier to love. And fear. Oh, wow, there's a lot of fear about love. Let's let go of that. Send it down the river. You don't need that fear. When you bring in love, the fear is going to go. So allow in the love so that you can let go of the fear. And your yes is your commitment. Saying yes to love. Saying yes to receiving love. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, I feel the angels. Wow, they're really surrounding you right now as you let go of that fear. They're helping you just to let it go. You're either receiving a touch on the shoulder or the cheek or the top of the head. I feel it in all three places right now. And they're saying it's okay. It's okay to let it go. You don't have to hold on to that anymore. Archangel Raphael is really touching us today, doing a lot of healing. And he wants us to really see that this is a new day, this is a new month, this is a new time when you can open up to the possibilities. He wants us to really see possibility today. Thank you, Raphael, for being here with us at this time. And Raphael wants us to focus now on those prayer requests. All of those that were typed into the comments, any of those spoken, anything that's in your heart that you want to hold energy for, whether it's for yourself or a loved one, maybe it's just the world in general, our collective that's here right now on this planet. Let's add them all into the circle today. All of the people on the front line, the healthcare workers, our leaders in the countries. Let's add everybody that exists right now, and let's release it. That's what that's all about, is releasing and letting go. As we put them in the circle, we're going to let them go. Bring them up. It's like a circle that's going around, bringing up the request and then letting it go, and keep doing that. Bring up one request and let that one go. It's a circular motion, and I see it as a vortex that's happening. We're creating a vortex of energy right here in this very moment. We're bringing in that which is low vibration, something that's going on that's not for the best and highest good, and we're releasing it at the same time that we bring it in. Bringing it in for healing, bringing it in to have it answered in the best and highest way for that person or those people, that collective. See that vortex. We're creating that. We're building that vortex. We're letting the energy start to go higher and higher in that vortex. See it now releasing all the way up to the top as it swirls around and it goes higher and higher. See it coming out of the top like smoke would come out of a smokestack. And see it going now all the way up in the universe. And it's traveling all the way to our Creator. I call our Creator God. You can call it whatever you use for that term, for that highest power that exists. And we're asking God to take this energy that came up through our vortex that we created and to shine white light on every one of these requests. To shine that white light back down to us. Let us be fully covered in that healing white light. And I hear the angels saying, and so it is. Trust it. Hold that in your heart, that prayers have been heard. Prayers are answered in whatever the best result will be for that person or that situation. It's not our expectations. It's the way that it's best dealt with on that spirit level. As humans, we want to have a say in the outcome. Prayer up, but we're like, will you answer it this way? Will you make it happen this way? But God's not Santa Claus. We can't put our request in for a certain outcome. We put our request in to have it happen the best way possible. So let's really let go of those expectations. Let's surrender that attachment to however that's going to be answered. And thank you. Let's give gratitude. Thank you to God. Thank you to the angels. Thank you to each person that we put in the circle because they're in our life for a reason. We care. That's what we do. We care about us. And in caring, it affects us. It affects our energy. So thank you to anyone who has made an impact on our life in whatever way. Thank you to each person gathered here today. Thank you to this group, these wonderful souls that sat light and they came to it. It was a magnet. And those who are here, and we continue to draw in anyone who wants love, anyone who wants to be accepted. There's no exclusion here. Give yourself that honor. Give yourself love that you are here. You are part of this. You're part of this great collective that just loves. And we've been saying it every day. Our religion is love. There is no other. There is just openness and honesty and raw, real love here. That feels really warm and yummy as we breathe in that love and that acceptance. Whew, and now let's give that love away. We've taken it in. Let's just really sit with that energy that we just took in, loving ourselves, really honoring ourselves for who we are and for being here as part of this oneness, part of everything that is, and loving it that we are here. Wow, that feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. So let's share it. You know, I always say if there's something beautiful that I'm experiencing, I want everyone else to share that. That's how this group was created. I wanted everyone to share the beauty that was here, and we did, and here you are. So when you experience something really great, like that love you have inside of you, it wants to be shared. It wants to be given out, and you're not seeing it. I didn't lose the beauty. I joined all of this, all of you. I joined in your appreciation and love of it as well. The same thing happens with our love inside. When we give it away, we're not losing it. We're gaining. And that's what we do with our heart challenge. Those new people, we're going to envision that we're all standing in a circle. We're all gathered together, and we're going to hold hands with the person to the left and the person to the right. We're going to hold their hand, and we're going to turn to that person on our left, and we're going to say to them, and give it from your heart, really give it, I love you. I love you. And watch it go around that circle. Oh my goodness, as it grows and grows and grows and expands, and it hits you in the heart like a bomb. It's a love bomb. And you really feel so much more exhilarated. You feel so much warmth and love coming back to you. And now, to end that, we say it to each other. We envision each of us standing there with our hearts full, and we're going to share a gratitude moment. We're going to say thank you, and we're going to say I love the entire group, and we do it together. So at the count of 3, we're going to say thank you, I love you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, I love you. Oh my gosh, you all are amazing and awesome, and I love you so, so, so much. Thank you for being here today. This was awesome.
Absolutely.
And as you go about your day, just really, really feel that love, the love that came into your heart, that love bomb that hit you. Feel that, hold it, and give it out to others. You saw just how they grew just with giving it away. It came back and exploded into something really expansive. So the more you can give it away, the more you're going to get back. And thank you for being here. Oh, we love you all too. Every one of you are so important.
Absolutely. But this is just the greatest blessing in my life.
Yes.
Just this way.
Yes, it feels so
It's
good.
so
Warm and yummy.
We go from here to at 9 o'clock. We have Ruben at 9, and then we get to go to the playground at 9.
Diane, oh, you're so welcome, Diane.
And she's on EWN Enlightened Living, and that's the Facebook you can find. And the private group that we have going, the Releasing of Issues group at 11 is a day, and I'll post that Zoom link in our group, our messenger group this morning. And then Teri, you're on with your new show, Angel Speakers
and Interpretada Español.
Yes.
So if you understood that, I know what it means, but those weren't my words. That is what Archangel Michael said to name this new show. And I'm going to be giving angel messages. A beautiful lady named Lily Ortega will be interpreting that into Spanish. We're going international doing this. We're going global into those countries that's just not their primary language, and some of them don't understand everything that's said when we speak English. And some of them don't understand anything that we say. Expansion for Enlightened World. It's an expansion for me.
Absolutely.
I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So that's at 1 o'clock Eastern time that happens. And don't forget tonight at 10 o'clock, we're so excited.
Yes.
Because Robert, and I put the wrong message up.
Robert Painley,
there it
is debuting his new show. And
Robert's Haunted Pajama Party.
Yes,
Come sit with him and just be entertained by this wonderful man. So this is the page on Facebook, EWN Enlightened Living.
Yes.
Go there and follow that page. Follow all that we do on there, because there's a lot of new wonderful shows popping up.
Absolutely.
Diane will be there at 9:30. So go to there and like it and follow it.
Yes.
Tell it you want the notifications that when we go live. Oh, and yes, this weekend on Sunday, Sunday all day long, we'll be streaming, and we'll be streaming on both pages on Sunday. So whether you go just to Enlightened World Network or EWN Enlightened Living, you'll catch our beautiful, beautiful formation.
Yes.
So, yay.
It's
I love
gonna
you
be
all so
wonderful.
much. And we're here every morning. We are here at 7:30 every morning at the
single
river. Come back, come back. And bring friends. Come back and bring a friend tomorrow.
And Sherry, yes, I will see you at 11 o'clock. And also, my show is tomorrow night, Rising Up with
Jeryl
Saturday night at o'clock
after we party.
I know.
Yes.
And the big party is tomorrow, but we'll remind you of all that tomorrow.
Yes, we will. And Dr. Ruth Anderson has been making a schedule of the programs each day. So I'm always trying to share that. If I don't share it, just remind me. And I know Wendy will remind me that we can put a schedule into the group now, so you all can participate.
Absolutely.
Or pick them all.
Yeah.
And spend time with us. I love you so much. We got to go.
You. Bye.
Bye, everybody.